Hello?
Supervisor Hawkins-Smith, is that you?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. We'll get started in just a moment.
Okay.
Yep.
Morning. Morning. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Holm?
Here.
Hawkins-Smith?
Here.
Connolly?
Here.
Altringer?
Here.
McCoy?
Here. Action on the minutes from the previous meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Hawkins-Smith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes. Any special claims today?
None.
Action on the bill list is submitted by the county auditor. Roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkins-Smith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes. Now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public hearings.
Public hearing is on disposal of county interest in real estate.
Is proof of publication on file?
Yes.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak to this item related to real estate? If not, I'll close the hearing and ask for a motion.
I'll move it. Second.
This is for number 7, resolution approving a quitclaim deed to Michael W. and Lindy M. Henkel, file number 96-12, a vacant parcel between 2343 and 2401 Southeast 5th Street, Des Moines. Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
yes,
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
The next public hearing is on disposal of county interest in real estate.
Is proof of publication on file?
Yes.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak to this item? If not, I'll close the hearing and ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
This is on number 8, resolution approving a quitclaim deed to Karen Andrew, file number 90-170, a vacant parcel east of 2621 64th Street, Des Moines. Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
yes,
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
The next public hearing is on disposal of county interest in real estate.
Is proof of publication on file?
Yes.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak? If not, I will close the hearing and ask for a motion.
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
This will be on number 10, resolution approving a quitclaim deed to Nicholas M. and Melanie B. Rudolph, file number 91-4, a vacant parcel between 216 Virginia Avenue and 213 Pleasant View Drive, Des Moines. Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
yes,
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes. We're at that point in the meeting where we'll have public comments on anyone wishing to address the board on any issue today. Please come up and state your name and address, and feel free to address the board.
Well, thank you. My name is Adam Schreiber. I'm the Director of Wellness and Nutrition Policy at the Harkin Institute for Public Policy, and I'm a resident at 320 Southwest 7th Street in Des Moines. I'm here today to thank the Board of Supervisors for your leadership on water quality issues in Iowa. So a couple months ago, with your cooperation, we hosted at the Harkin Institute and Drake University an event about the Central Iowa Source Water Resource Assessment, and that event had 600 people attend in person. It's been watched by 3,000 people online. It was just a really tremendous event with a lot of energy from Iowa, the Central Iowa crowd. And I wanted to say that it's also led to a lot of other really positive developments. So just to note a few of the things that have come out of that, Iowa City is going to be having their own presentation from the scientists on October 29th. The Iowa Environmental Council developed a really nice toolkit for people who are interested in showing the video presentation in their hometowns. We are also going to be having a town hall on November 15th, again at Drake University, for people who are interested in talking more about this issue. And I know a number of other communities who want to show it in their areas as well. And so it sounds a little like I'm doing self-promotion, but I'm actually saying this just to point out that your leadership has led to a lot of really wonderful developments across the state, and I think has created a really important conversation. And it looks like there's an item on the for discussion today about funding the water quality monitoring network. And again, that also seems to me like a really important step of leadership for Polk County, because of course it's going to take a statewide effort for progress on this issue. And I really appreciate Polk County leading the way. So thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mary Moore Johnson, and I am filing a complaint against the lumberyard. And if I could, I'd like to pass out these letters to you.
Sure.
Okay.
You can take them right up here.
And then also, I'd like to give you some evidence of things that has happened at the lumberyard.
Okay.
Two weeks ago, my granddaughters and my granddaughter's friend was out at the lumberyard, and they were severely beating. She had brain bleed. We didn't know if she was going to make it. She's at home now. But when I got out there, the parking lot is full of people. There's no visible sign of no lighting, and I didn't see no security around. And these are young ladies that are 20 years old. They allow them to go in this establishment at the age of 18 with, they just bring your own bottle, which I think is really unacceptable. If they are sitting inside the club, they're drinking. If they're in, the majority of them are outside loitering. 2 weeks before that, a young man got killed out there, and nothing has been done about what is going on out there. And I'm just petitioning that something needs to be done about the lumberyard, because these young ladies could have lost their lives, and it happened behind an accidental car bump. And when I got out there, the ambulance was right in the entryway. With that being said, you could smell the marijuana. You could see people that were intoxicated, but nothing's being done. Nobody's taking care of that. And I'm asking that something be done about the lumberyard, but not only the lumberyard, but any of the strip joints that is allowing people to come in at 18 and people loitering in their lots, and people are getting hurt or killed.
Sure.
So I'm asking the board if you would please think of if it was one of your kids or one of your grandkids that was out there and they had got hurt like this.
Right.
Something needs to be done.
Thank you, Mary. I do appreciate this. I had an opportunity this morning to visit with our sheriff, who's assured me that they are taking appropriate actions from a law enforcement perspective, and we will be looking into this further. I think you raised some very valid concerns that we need to be aware of, and certainly things that need to be explored from a from a community policing standpoint that I think needs to be monitored.
And the establishment needs to be accountable for what
Right.
goes on.
You bet. You bet.
Mary,
Well,
I might point out also, I've visited with Public Works for them to make sure that they are in zoning compliance with their parking lot lights. And they do have lights out there. Now, whether they shut them off or not is another thing, but when they drove by, the lights were all working and they were on. So,
Okay, when I got out there at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:15, there was no lights out there.
yeah,
None whatsoever. And I have drove by there several other times, and late at night, the lights are off. Now, they might have it to appease
timer.
people on a timer
Right.
to, say, okay, the lights pop on at this time. But anytime after 12:30, 1 o'clock, them lights are not on. And I have drove by there, especially since this incident has happened. So, it's something that gotta be done.
Mr. Chairman, and this is Tom Hawkinsmith. I'd
Yeah.
like to add, and maybe you recall a number of years back, we went through this issue a couple of different times with a couple other establishments, and we talked about the option of not renewing liquor licenses. But I think it seems to me that we even did that once, and then they can just bypass us and go to the state and get their license renewed through the state. And maybe we ought to have legal at least look at it, if that is an option, if it's that bad, that they need to have their liquor license pulled. I don't know.
yeah, I think it's certainly worth investigating, Supervisor Hawkins.
I don't know if we can. Yeah, thank you.
Did you
Well,
mention,
They don't have liquor license. They are allowed to bring your own bottle. So, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, they could go in there with somebody that is 25, 26 years old. They bring their own bottle in there and they get drunk.
Right.
So, there's no liquor license to be pulled. It's allowed out there. Bring your own bottle. I know by state law, 2 o'clock you can't drink anymore.
Right.
And I don't know how many people are coming out of there that is intoxicated, that they stop people for OWIs. It's like just that section of where they put these strip places, that they can do whatever they choose to do, and it's okay. As a parent, as a grandparent, as a citizen, it is not okay. It's not okay for people to lose their lives. Not only about my granddaughters, but the young man that lost his life 2 weeks ago. It's appalling. And this has been going on for quite a while, and they sit out there in the parking lot, nobody says anything. So,
Ms. Moore Johnson, is it
Yes.
your understanding that it's patrons who are leaving the establishment who remain on the premises? Or is it additional people coming to the parking lot after closure?
it's people that's just both, but it's mainly the young people now that is coming out there and just sitting. I mean, when I went out there, it was like, and back in my day, and excuse the expression, it was called parking lot pimping. You sit out there to watch all the action, and that's what it's doing.
So it's people coming to the spot who haven't necessarily been at the establishment that night. It's a congregation area.
Yeah. And they don't go inside. They all sit outside, they smoke their weed, and they're drinking. Because when I got out there, there was at least 100 cars. And the way that my granddaughter and them, the way they was parked, you couldn't even see. We had to use lights to see the puddle of blood that was there. But there's no security. I'm like, well, is there any security? And, one of the police officers said, well, we'll get ready to take her to the hospital. I'm gonna leave the scene and go to the hospital with my granddaughter. But, other than that, I didn't see nobody, besides some of them going inside the, police officers going inside the establishment to say that they was checking for cameras. And there should be lighting and cameras that you can see these activities.
Well, I agree with that, and I think we should definitely follow up with Public Works and try to get an understanding of what their lighting situation is, and are they in compliance with all of our zoning and regulatory laws. I do know that the legislature adopted this bring your own bottle policy, which allows these establishments to operate with people as young as 18 to be able to come into these establishments. But then once they're in, I don't know how they control the liquor at that point. So again, I think it's a recipe for disaster. The only thing that makes it worse is we now have allowed 18-year-olds to carry guns. So we're just in a race to the bottom as it relates to young people, and we wonder why our violence and death rate continues to go up, and it's because of policies like this that are inappropriate for 18-year-old people.
Right.
So I appreciate you bringing this concern, and we will examine it and do what we can from a governmental regulatory process from a local board.
I appreciate
trying to do our
it.
best.
I appreciate it. Thank
How is
you.
your granddaughter doing?
She's not able to walk. I was trying to, she's on a walker, but she wasn't even able to get up out of bed. Had to take her back to the hospital yesterday. She still is having problems with her ear. It broke the bone inside of her ear. She had brain bleed. And if you notice at the back of her head, there was stitches. She had to get the back of her head stitched. Still worrying about her spinal cord. The other young lady, they literally kicked her, and she lost 6 teeth. My other daughter, my other granddaughter, you can see the scar on her face. Somebody cut her on her face. These are 3 young girls. They're 20 years old. And I will say this, like I said to them, wrong place, wrong time. Anything after 12 o'clock, it's, as they say, it's the bewitching hour.
I hope that they have a good recovery.
I do
Sounds
too.
like it'll be a process.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for your troubles. Any other comments from the public? If not, we will move on to petitions.
Number 12, petitions suspending taxes and special assessments and authorizing chairperson to sign the application and affidavit for redemption of parcel for those listed on the agenda.
Roll call?
Holm,
Yes.
Hawkinsmith,
Yes.
Yes.
Altringer, McCoy.
Yes. Resolutions.
Number 13, resolution approving the final plat of Darling Acres Plat 1. Numbers 14 and 15 are resolutions approving grant applications to the Polk County Housing Trust Fund for the Polk County Emergency Home Repair Program and the Polk County Weatherization Program. 16, resolution awarding contract for the Lower Greenway Stream Restoration Project to Peterson Contractors. 17, resolution awarding agreement for the Heritage Park Stream Restoration Project to Construct, Inc. 18, resolution accepting the 2025 Weed Commissioners Report. And number 19, resolution authorizing Auditor's Office to publish notice of public hearing on December 2nd to certify the 2025 weed assessments.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Holm,
Yes.
Hawkinsmith,
Yes.
Connolly,
Yes.
Altringer,
Yes.
McCoy.
Yes.
Number 20, resolution approving funding to the IIHR Hydroscience and Engineering Iowa Water Quality Network.
So moved.
Second.
Before we pass this, I just wanted to say, you know, this is the piece that would, we would be engaging as Polk County with, we hope will be Lynn County and Johnson County to address water quality monitoring. For the past 10 years, under the University of Iowa Hydroscience and Engineering Department, they've maintained critical water quality monitoring program. And this program has been instrumental in collection of about a 10-year set of data that actually monitors the water. It actually monitors, in addition to the water quality, it monitors the flow and helps us understand what's happening in our waterways. I think one of the important things about it is this is 10 years of collection of data that would be suspended without our support of this program going forward. It's funded through the middle of 26, but beyond that, they're asking communities to do this study. The history and background on this was when I was in the Iowa legislature, one of the things that we did following the 2008 flood is we established the University of Iowa Flood Center, which is nationally renowned now for the work they do in flood prevention and monitoring. They do forecasting, but they also do early warnings, which saves potentially hundreds of millions of dollars in property damages. In the 2008 flood, we had billions of dollars in property damages across the state in the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City corridor. We know that we will encounter flooding in the future, and we know that that's an important part of early detection as local officials. And so I applaud the board for their commitment to this today. With this commitment, we're expending the remaining $90,000 of the CISRA money that was set aside for the commission of the CISRA report, which I think this is an appropriate use of that money. In addition, there is some ARPA money that we were using for that's been set aside for water quality purposes, and its replacement, lost revenue replacement, that collects the remainder of this. I do appreciate Adam speaking to this issue today. This is an important piece of policy as it relates to the great work that's been going on for a long time in water quality by Polk County, both by Jonathan Swanson and his team, and certainly Rich Leopold and his team at Polk County Conservation. At 1 p.m. today, we will be having a press conference to discuss some of that work and some of the hopes that we have in, again, finding solutions to big problems. So I do appreciate everybody supporting this resolution today, and ask for a roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
Number 21, resolution approving memorandum of understanding with the Des Moines Area Religious Council for support of Polk County food pantries.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
Number 22, resolution approving agreement with Dr. Anissa Froese, MD, for clinical advisor services.
I'd like to move to defer on that.
Second.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
Number 23, resolution approving memorandum of understanding for detention services with Story County for the reciprocal housing and care of persons in the custody of the Polk County Sheriff and the Story County Sheriff, respectively. 24, resolution approving intergovernmental service agreement for detention services for the housing and care of persons in the custody of the Polk County Sheriff with the Guthrie County Sheriff. And number 25, resolution approving memorandum of agreement between Polk County and 5th District Department of Corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
Number 26, resolution approving real estate purchase agreement, permanent easement for shared parking, and permanent access easement with Basilica of St. John.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
Number 27, resolution directing sale of $6,890,000 subject to adjustment per terms of offering, general obligation bonds, Series 2025C. And number 28, resolution directing sale of $14,310,000 subject to adjustment per terms of offering, general obligation bonds, Series 2025D.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. Tell us what we're doing here and why we're doing it.
Okay, so you have two series of bonds that you're selling, and these are all for county purposes, so no airport in these two series. And they're separated into a Series C and a Series D because of tax exemption. Some of the purposes of the projects may arise to being taxable under federal tax code, and so that's the Series D issue treats those as taxable securities. Series C is tax exempt, and those are all paid off in 1 year, actually 6 months and a few days per your budget. We did have bids yesterday for Series C. There were 3 bids submitted, with JP Morgan Securities being the low bidder at a true interest rate of 1.62%. The other 2 bids, KeyBank 173 and Loop Capital at 189. So that's Series C. Series D has a longer payoff to it. It's got a 26 payoff, and then the rest of the payoff in 27, 2030, and 2031 are for conservation purposes. And so the winning bidder there, also JP Morgan Securities, at a 387, and there were three other bidders there, ranging out to a 408. So with respect to Series D, any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. With respect to the Series D issue, the taxable general obligation bonds, there was you're awarding to the low bidder. I want to make sure we lead with that, and the recommendation is to award to the lowest bidder and the lowest interest cost. There was a bidding anomaly in the software system that the bidders used to submit their bid. And it allowed the winning bidder to submit a bid that was different than some of the terms and specs allowed. And so the resolution that you're approving technically will reject the bid and then award to the bidder per the statute on the terms, on the same terms as they submitted their original bid.
So kind of a glitch then with the software?
So, software glitch, and we want to make sure that the reso documents and corrects for that.
Okay, very good. Any questions? Tim, thank you.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yeah.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
Numbers 29 and 30 are resolutions approving community development grant awards for Johnston Public Library Foundation and Wesley Community Services, Inc. And number 31, resolution approving community sponsorship awards.
I'll move those.
Second.
Roll call?
Holm? Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly? Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes. Communications?
Number 32, request for tax abatement for property located at 4440 College Avenue, Des Moines.
Refer to the assessor, treasurer, and county attorney.
Number 33, City of Pleasant Hill notice of meeting and public hearing to discuss Pleasant Hill Urban Renewal Plan Amendment. 34, City of Altoona notice of meeting and public hearing on Altoona Urban Renewal Plan Amendment. 35, City Development Board notice of meeting to consider City of Altoona voluntary annexation within the urbanized areas of the cities of Bondurant, Mitchellville, and Pleasant Hill. 36, City Development Board notice of public hearing to consider City of Ankeny voluntary annexation within the urbanized area of the cities of Alaman and Elkhart. And number 37, City Development Board notice of meeting to consider City of Urbandale voluntary severance from the City of Grimes and annexation into Urbandale within the urbanized area of the City of Grimes.
Refer to the public works and county attorney. Any budget actions?
None.
Appointments?
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes. We're at that point in the meeting for any board member comments at this time?
I have a quick one.
Okay.
We approved the Wesley Community Services, and this is my first big ask of my group of colleagues to help fund a large project in my district, but it actually serves the whole county. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for participating, because I think that offering the frozen meals to go out to our senior residents to make sure that they're getting the nutrition that they need is a great asset to the county. So thank you for helping fund that.
Absolutely. At this time, there's no closed session, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith? Connolly?
Yes.
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 McCoy?
Yes. We're adjourned, and thank you for